Welcome to the 7th episode of Kenyan Athletics, Gambier and Beyond. With competition on hold for the moment, we thought you'd want to hear what your favorite student athletes are up to. My name is Jordy Fee-Platt, and I'll be your host this fall. Each week, I'll be interviewing two players from one of the Kenyan fall sports teams, one underclassman currently on campus, and one upperclassman studying remotely. This week, I will be talking to two members of the men's basketball team. Sam Walch is a sophomore from Ellington, Connecticut. As a freshman, the forward started in 12 of 25 games and played a key role off the bench as well, ranking 6th on the team in field goal percentage. In a win over Lycoming College last December, Walch scored 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting in just 15 minutes. Sam, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Christian Watanabe is a junior from Weston, Connecticut. In his first game as a Lord, Watanabe scored 10 points on 4 of 5 from the field, going 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. He started 9 of the last 10 games of the season, which included a 16-point performance against Wabash. He led the team in three-point percentage at 45% as a freshman. Christian, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I'll start with you, Christian. Where are you studying remotely this fall? Are you living with teammates or friends?
So actually the other day, I got back home, but for the past month or so, I was down in an Airbnb in South Carolina with a teammate of mine and two other Kenyan friends.
And
So
how was that?
it was a lot of fun. It was definitely nice being in warmer weather, as well as just hanging out with, some friends and, playing basketball with them too was, a great experience as well.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of downsides to this sort of college experience that we're having remotely. But what do you think the positives are? Some things that you maybe can't do when you're on campus?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of free time on my hands now that I'm not on campus. So, we went golfing the other day, we went surfing. So it's allowed me to do like other hobbies and activities that I might not normally do if I was in Ohio, which has its pros and cons, but just trying to make the best of, the current situation.
For sure. Yeah. And what sorts of workouts are you doing? You said you were playing basketball with your friends, but what have you been able to do in terms of workouts? Are you talking to teammates about sort of knowing what to do?
Mm-hmm. So it's a bit different for the guys that are on campus because they have, their organized, scheduled lifts and whatnot. But for the guys that are off campus, like our coaches since the start of quarantine would send us conditioning workouts, as well as the strength and conditioning coach, Brett, would give us weightlifting exercises to do. So, I mean, we definitely have our fair share of work to do. But, they make a concerted effort to give us all the things that we should be doing. So we've kind of just been following that and taking it day by day.
Awesome. Yeah. And Sam, are practices currently happening on campus? I know with the quiet periods and stuff has been kind of in and out, but what's the situation there? What have you guys been able to do?
Yeah, we've been practicing since the quiet period ended. We've been doing a little bit of phase 2, phase 3 mixed together. So we've been doing a lot of shooting drills, but we're also doing contact as well. And we weren't able to do any contact before the quiet period because we were a couple days away from starting that. So it's really good to be able to, actually play some basketball.
Are you guys able to do full like 5-on-5 right now, or is it still like smaller groups?
We don't have the numbers to do 5-on-5 right now,
Right.
but we'd be allowed to. We've been doing some 4-on-4, 3-on-3. So
Awesome. Yeah. And then what have you guys been doing just as a united team to stay in contact with some of you there and some of you in other parts of the country?
I mean, we have like our typical like different group chats for whatever. So we'll have like a group me, a snap group. And then on top of that, we have like once or twice a month, we'll have team Zooms where we talk to each other. But honestly, it's kind of easy just because, not including basketball, we text each other, FaceTime each other about anything. It could be school, it could be sports, it could be MLB. So, we're in constant contact with each other.
That's awesome. And aside from, the obvious downsides of being on campus, Sam, what are you enjoying about it? What are you grateful for about having the opportunity to be there right now?
I think I'm definitely grateful to be able to meet some of our freshmen that have come in. I think that's something that, Christian and some upperclassmen haven't had a chance to do yet. We've got some really good guys in this year, just great people and great basketball players. So that's awesome. And I think obviously one of the pros is being able to play basketball with the coaches, talk with Brett every day about strength and conditioning, but also just the campus as a whole. It's, less people, but I think I kind of appreciate what we have more, the facilities, how beautiful the campus is and stuff like that, especially on a day like today where it's surprisingly nice out here in Gambier. So it's good to be able to get outside and enjoy that.
Yeah. What are you both looking forward to doing as a team when everyone is back on campus?
I mean, it's kind of just as simple as just like hanging out with everybody at Pierce, or like going to like a soccer game, a football game, volleyball game, just kind of hanging around all the guys, kind of building that camaraderie. Just kind of those simple things that, we can't take advantage of right now.
For sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, obviously we all want to get on the court and play 5-on-5 and go through that kind of stuff. But as Christian said, it's really the little things, just post-practice, everyone going to dinner together and stuff like that was where we really build the bonds.
Okay, we're going to transition into some trivia. Thank you for your answers on that. We will start with you, Sam. When's the last time either Kenyan basketball team won a conference title? A, 2002, B, 2008, C, 2012, or D, 2017?
I want to say 2008.
That is correct. Yes, the women's basketball team won in 2008. Okay, Christian, question 2. Who led the team last season in free throw percentage? Kamal Abakirov, Ryan O'Neal, Christian Watanabe, or D. Ugnias Zelinskis?
I mean, I have to go with Kamal.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. All right. You know your team very well. All right, Sam, question 3. What was the highest team field goal percentage in one game last season? A, 46% for the team. A, 46%, B, 48%, C, 49%, or D, 51%?
Those are all some pretty close numbers. I'm going to go with 46%.
That is incorrect. It was 51%. Everything else was under 50, so I thought I would test that question.
Gotcha.
All right. So, Christian, you have a chance to gain the individual title here if you can pull this question off. Besides the men and women's swimming teams, who is the only other Kenyan varsity sport to win a national championship? A, men's tennis, B, men's soccer, C, women's tennis, or D, field hockey?
It's definitely one of the tennises.
Yeah, I
Shoot.
will give you that.
I know this. I'm going to go with women's tennis.
That is correct. Yes, women's tennis has won twice, I believe, in addition to 50 or 60 swimming titles. All right. Now we're going to finish off with some group trivia. So you guys will work together on this one. 3 questions about your sport as a whole, which in your case is, of course, basketball. And each question is worth 1 point. And your score will be stacked up against the other fall sports teams. The 2 soccer teams got all 3 questions right, and everyone else has gotten 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3. So you'll have to match them. All right. Question 1. Who won the NBA bubble MVP this past season?
I really should know this. It's either LeBron or AD.
We're talking
bubble.
regular
Sorry.
season. I always give a hint to everyone.
It's definitely Giannis then.
Yeah, it's Giannis.
No, like within the bubble. We're talking like the bubble MVP. So like when they went into the bubble.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it Damian Lillard or Devin Booker?
Which one?
I think it's Dame.
That is correct. Yes, Damian Lillard. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep the hints a little tamer on this one. All right. Who was the league leader in minutes during the postseason?
LeBron. I mean, I'm talking to Sam. It's LeBron, right?
I think that's LeBron. I'd be surprised if it was anyone else.
That
going with LeBron.
is incorrect. It is Jimmy Butler.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes a lot
The
of sense.
finals minutes, I think, really put him over the edge. All right, this is sort of a challenging question. I kind of assumed you guys are big basketball fans, and maybe you aren't, but we'll see. So, who is the last Western Conference team to win the NBA Finals, not named the Warriors, Lakers, or Spurs? Take your time with this one.
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Yes. So, who is the last Western Conference team to win the NBA Finals, not named the Warriors, Lakers, or Spurs?
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Dallas. What do you think, Chris?
Um,
That was like 2014, maybe?
yeah, it was like 2011.
Or was it
Yeah,
earlier?
yeah, it's definitely, yeah, we're gonna go with Dallas.
That is correct. Nice work, guys. Yeah. That was by far the hardest question I've asked on this whole podcast. So great job. Okay. That is all for this week. Thank you so much, Christian and Sam, for coming on.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you next week.